Well, hey there, it's Jennifer. And if you are a follower of this podcast at all, you know what happens on Monday. And Monday, it is time for a brand new shiny mantra. A mantra is an empowering thought, a empowering statement that is going to help you refocus your thoughts, take back control of your thoughts with this mantra that's going to put you directly in the driver's seat, where again, you are controlling your thoughts, which are the driver of all the things. Everything that's happening to you, your circumstances, your realities, whatever it is that you feel like is happening to you, it starts with your thoughts about every situation, every circumstance, everything that's happening to you. And so that is where mantras become so powerful because they help us take back control of those thoughts so that we can have better ones that serve us better and actually end up allowing us to experience the realities, the circumstances, the life we want. That is what we have today and every Monday here on the Intentional Midlife Mom podcast. So let's jump in and hear today's mantra.
Well, hey there, I am Jennifer Roskamp, a certified life coach and homeschool mom of 9 who is passionate about helping women just like you embrace the here and now while also being focused on creating the life you actually want. As a midlife mom in her 40s, about to be a mom in my 50s, I've realized that it's so easy to lose yourself in caring for your family, your home, and all the things. Until one day you realize you're not even sure who you are anymore or what you even want in life. So on this podcast, we're going to work on managing yourself well so that you can manage all of the other things and people well too. So let's dive into what it means to manage your home, your time, your family, and yourself well. This is the Intentional Midlife Mom podcast.
So today's mantra is one that I have been repeating to a lot of people in my real life. I've been repeating this a lot to myself. I've been repeating this a lot to my coaching clients. And maybe it's just the time of the year. As I record this, we're coming up on the holidays. Maybe it's just the time of the year when we are seeing or preparing to see people that we don't always see. The added pressures of the holidays added into everything else. There's more things to do. There's more things to figure out. Typically, there's gatherings or get-togethers with people that maybe we don't see other times of the year. And maybe there's personalities that don't always mesh together well and words are said, right? That's the crazy thing is that words are always said. And so often as humans, I don't know if it's more today than any other time, but it sure feels that way. I feel like people just say what comes to mind so much more quickly than they used to without using any kind of buffer or filter to think about what they're actually saying or who they're saying it to or how it could be received or is that really what you want to say? Man, I wish that as humans, myself included, I wish we all spent just maybe a 5-second pause asking ourselves, is that really what you want to say? Is that really what you want to say? Considering how might that make the other person feel? Considering how might the other person receive that information? How might they hear it? Because sometimes we say things in a way that we know or can easily figure out that perhaps the person isn't going to receive it well. They're not going to accurately hear what we're saying. Sometimes we just know how to poke the bear, if you will. And, in this crazy world in which we do not live in a bubble, but we live with others, this is a mantra that you are likely going to need to remind yourself of at different times, perhaps right now during the holidays more than any other time of the year. So here it is. Just because they said it doesn't make it true. Just because they said it doesn't make it true. A lot of times we intake information, we take words or sometimes actions, but more so words. And we allow someone's words to impact us when we shouldn't. Sometimes people know how to poke at us, right? Sometimes we will have someone say hurtful, perhaps even untrue things about us or to us. And it can really affect us, even when we know it shouldn't. Even when we know, deep down know that what someone said just isn't true, it still makes an impact on us. And so here's how I explained it just yesterday when I was talking to someone in real life. I was explaining that I try, and I don't always get it right, by the way, but I try when someone says something to me about myself, especially, I try to examine it first. I try to just take that little step back and that pause, and I just kind of get curious. Curiosity is one of my favorite emotions to be feeling. So I will get curious about it. And I will essentially ask myself, what of this is true? Is any part of this true? Is this something I need to consider? Is this something I need to think about? Are they telling me something I need to be more aware of? Maybe something I need to change? I always take what they tell me. Again, I don't always get it right, but I try to take what they tell me and examine it for truth. How much of this do I need to consider? How much of this do I need to allow to impact and affect me in some way? And by affect me in some way, I kind of mean change course. If there is truth in someone's words, of course, I need to consider that and say, all right, if there's truth here, what do I need to do? How do I respond to this? But I like to be curious and say, what if this is true? And then I go from there. Sometimes, those situations where there's no truth, but it can be hard to not let it impact us. It can be hard to not let it affect us, not let it hurt us, not let it disappoint us, not let it cause us frustration or stress or anxiety or anything. You know, people can say things and we can't control that, but we do get to control with our thoughts how we receive what someone says to us. And this mantra puts you right in the driver's seat about exactly how you are going to receive what is being said to you. So when something is said to you, especially if it initially causes feelings of disappointment or pain or frustration, remind yourself of this mantra. Just because they said it doesn't make it true. And then examine it for truth. And then decide, if you discover truth, what is my next best step from here? And perhaps, how will I respond to this person? But this mantra can kind of be the gatekeeper to things that are said to you when initially it's real easy just to take what someone says and internalize it as though it's truth when it is not. So just because they said it doesn't make it true. That's the mantra I have for you this week. Make it an amazing week, everyone. We'll talk again soon.